Hello, my name is Ibrahima Sow. I have the privilege of being the Executive Director of the Ohio African Immigrants Commission. Welcome to Franklin University's 2025 Scholarship Showcase. I am presenting on a pilot called the Classroom Connections Co-Designing a Mobile Program for ESOL Educators. And the abstract of this study is that the Ohio African Immigrants Commission, our commission, is commissioning quite a few commissions there. Is commissioning a mixed method study, pilot study to assess the effectiveness of a mobile cultural program for enhancing the sense of belonging for English language learners, students. Specifically, this program will focus on deepening understanding of ELL African students, diverse cultures and languages across multiple schools in the state of Ohio. Central to the program is creating a toolkit that includes resources and low effort strategies that foster increased cultural awareness inside the classroom. And so some of the terms that you will see throughout this short presentation is ELL, which stands for the English Language Learner, ESOL, which is English as a Secondary Language, cultural competency, which refers to the extent or ability of someone to appreciate and understand other cultures with empathy, and finally, sense of belonging, which refers to a person's perceived feeling of being valued, accepted, and integrated into particular spaces. So, when it comes to the hypothesis or hypotheses of this pilot study, we really are trying to look at strategies and resources, a resource toolkit that promotes cultural competence while increasing the sense of belonging among African ELL students, as well as improving in the long run academic outcomes. As well as we want to look at does a teacher's increased cultural awareness enhance an inclusive learning environment, leading to increased students' uh, language acquisition among ELL African students. And so this graph, as an example, highlights the many languages spoken just in one school district, Olentangy School District in Central Ohio, among its growing ELL population. And so some of the discussion points of this pilot study is really looking at what we expect to find is increased sense of belonging among ELL students, particularly among African students, through improved cultural recognition and expression, as well as an enhanced teacher-student rapport and engagement as teachers' cultural awareness increases. Now, the possible improvements in student academic performance, especially in language acquisition and participation in the classroom, is an added benefit as we will hopefully see an increased focus on leveraging home language to English learning techniques. Really looking at what the existing tools and assets are that students do bring in the classroom and leveraging those against their ability to integrate and learn. Now, some of the implications that we're definitely looking forward to and forecasting as part of this pilot is first and foremost, teachers and administrators, really highlighting the importance of ongoing professional development in cultural competence to really better support a diverse student population while ensuring a learning environment that promotes increased connectivity and academic success for African immigrant students. We also want to look at, as a state agency, bringing the findings up to policymakers, really looking at and leveraging an evidence-based an argument on expanding the cultural responsive teaching programs and resources within ELL classrooms now that ESL is mandated across the state of Ohio in schools. Now, some of the challenges of this pilot study, and granted it's a pilot study, is that the various levels of teachers' ability to implement cultural strategies effectively, because it does take a level of willingness as it is participatory. And we're also looking at really how do you ensure the toolkit is adaptable to various cultural contexts beyond African immigrant students, because in any classroom you will have a mosaic of students that make up an ELL population and not necessarily a majority uh, or overwhelmingly African students. And so, how do you effectively bring all of them along to really get both to not only the results that you want in the study, but as well as making sure that they are not outlying variables. And so some of the methods that we're looking as part of the study is, as I mentioned, it's a mixed method study is really relying on pre and post surveys. And so a Likert scale of questions that hopefully will help us measure students and teachers' sense of belonging existing in cultural awareness before and after its strategies are implemented. They are the simple gauge of teachers' likelihood or unlikelihood of utilizing parts or the whole toolkit itself. And we're also looking at the qualitative data of it. So being able to conduct interviews, both with one-on-one teachers, one-on-one students, as well as focus groups, and really also looking at a class observation of some of these strategies in place and measuring that against perceived student outcomes quarter to quarter, as well as at the end of a term. And we can definitely rely on some of that data to help us really gauge how much of an impact a program that fostered a sense of belonging and increased social cultural awareness for both students and staff allowed for those academic outcomes to foster. And so the results of this study, as it is being designed currently, and some of the key findings are expected to be released in June of this year of 2025. And so I do encourage everyone to reach out to the commission at NAIC at ohio.gov or visit our website once the results of the study are released at naic.ohio.gov for more information. Thank you all.